There appears to be a form of mistaken identity when it comes to Colossians 2:16. It looks like the Sabbath is being spoken of, but when one looks closer, that is not the case. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Let's continue with the renown, and let's continue with the evidence. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, by believing, were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages, that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Now these, being all men of renown, were greatly rewarded. They were perfect in the sight of the Most High. And what made them perfect? It was the law. Psalms 19:7, the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. Just think, it's the law that was put in the ark of the testimony. Moses was commanded to put the 2 tables of stone with the budding rod into the ark. And the Sabbath is what is written on those tables of stone. The first 4 commandments pertain to the Most High, and the last 6 to your neighbor. And that is why these men are listed as renowned. And you must note that they were all under the system, the tabernacle of Moses, the one that was established in the wilderness. Even Paul, the author of Colossians, was under the same system. You can add Paul to the list of men of renown for going to the Gentiles, the Israelites. We ourselves may be added to this list if we stand firm and fervent for the law and be called the 144,000. Revelations 14:4. These are they which were not defiled with women, which are the philosophies of the world, the churches of the world. For they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the firstfruits unto the power and to the Lamb. Let's now touch on the tabernacle of Moses, because this is the basis of all things that we're going through today. The tabernacle of Moses was established by Yahweh himself. Exodus 25, verse 8. And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them. You see, Israel, the tabernacle of Moses was not the first tabernacle. He was told to build this tabernacle. Verse 9, according to all that I show thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall ye make it. Revelations 15:5. And after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was open. So this is the pattern of the earthly sanctuary. This is the tabernacle in heaven. This is how Moses constructed the earthly sanctuary. This is the reason why we have the 7 golden candlestick, which we call the menorah, patterned after the Orion, the 7 stars of the Orion, also known as the 7 sisters, which we know that there were 7 angels to the 7 churches, and women represents the 7 churches of Asia. Let's now focus on the instruments of the sanctuary, and let's focus on their relevance of the ministry which Yahweh Shai is doing today after the order of Melchizedek. Each of the instruments found in the tabernacle of Moses originated from the tabernacle in heaven. Hebrews 7, verses 1 and 2. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High Power, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all, first being by interpretation king of righteousness, after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace. Revelations 1, verses 12 and 13. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Here we are introduced to Yahweh Shai doing his ministry in the heavens after the order of Melchizedek. Hebrews 6, 16 through 20. For men verily swear by the greater, and an oath for confirmation is to them an end of all strife. Bottom line, Yasharallah, there should be no misunderstanding, no arguments what Yahweh Shai is doing for us today. Hebrews 6, verses 17 through 20. Wherein the power, willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath, that by 2 immutable things, in which it was impossible for the power to lie, we might have a strong consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us, which hope we have an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which entereth into that within the veil, whither the forerunner is for us entered, even Yahweh Shai, made an high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The thing that we're focusing on here is within the veil. We know in the earthly sanctuary of the Levitical priesthood, we know that once a year the high priest went in within the veil to atone for his people. Yahweh Shai is atoning for our sin. So obviously he is before the mercy seat. He is before the testimony. Na'abayath Yasharallah, meaning, O house of Israel, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Oh, Yasharallah, can't you see that we're in trouble if we don't understand what we're dealing with? Numbers 17, verse 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony, to be kept for a token against the rebels. And thou shalt quite take away their murmurings from me, that they die not. Yasharallah, this is not the time of Moses, nor is it time to be destroyed for lack of knowledge.